Hello everyone. I am just making sure that you guys can hear me okay. So if you can hear me okay, say I can hear you. I think it's when Laura gets on, which she'll be on in a minute, that we kind of struggle with the audio through this system. But it's when Laura gets go ahead and comment if you're on. If you're watching the replay, comment replay so I know that all is well. Team, let me know if when Laura gets on, if it gets weird on Slack. I'll just make sure I'm checking that. Okay. So hey everybody, how are we? Why is my camera sideways? That's okay. We're going to fix this. Okay. Okay, how are we everyone? Super excited to be here. Good morning, Marcia. Nice to see that you're on. I've been busy. I've been busy. Hey Wendy. Oh, it's so good to see you guys. Okay. So I've been super busy, super excited to be here though. Feeling really good about the week. We're ending out the week. I'm going on a weekend cruise this weekend, which is awesome. I'm super excited for it. I booked this back in June. And so just really excited about all the things that are happening in real estate investing lately. And I've been like kind of talking about this like deal I found on my street, which is very new for me since I do everything virtual. And I've been sharing that kind of with the students on what I plan to do and stuff. So it's just been a lot of fun, a very busy week, kind of getting to do things on my street. But now what we're going to do is we are going to talk about the 5 common obstacles in real estate investing. And this honestly goes down to also fear and things like that. And what I see women struggling with. And before we get into that, though, I kind of want to talk about something that I see happen every year is that the women think because the holidays are coming that real estate slows down or that things are, you know, they just feel like because the holidays are here that it's not a good time to get into real estate. I don't know. No, this is the best time to get in real estate. Actually, if you're going to get into real estate or you're trying to level up your career, this is the time to do it. Sound good? So I kind of wanted to talk about that and kind of bring that there to your attention that just because real estate the holidays are coming, real estate is still doing really, really well. Think about it. There are people that are trying to, sorry, I keep reading the comments. I'm getting distracted. I'm going to ignore it for just a second. But good morning, ladies. So there are people that are trying to meet tax purposes, things like that. So they need to buy a certain amount of homes. It was funny last year. One of the coaches went into the group and said, hey, I have to get a certain number of homes before the end of the year. Send me everything you have. And they managed to do it and close it right after Christmas. So this is something that's doable. This is something that's possible. Deals are very, very crazy. When Laura talks about the real estate market, but when she talks about getting into short sales, she went from 0 to 30 short sales from the month of November to January 1st. So kind of keep that in mind as well, that deals are still very much happening in the industry, and it's really, really a good time to get into REI. Okay. Speaking of, here she's coming. Let me add her into here as well. Hi, Laura.
Hello.
Okay, I just ended talking about literally why it's still a good time to get into real estate, even with the holidays coming up and all of that. So I just finished that. So I was going to start with our 5 obstacles and fears when it comes to real estate. So if we want to kind of do what we did with the podcast that's launching, do you want to start with number 1?
Sure.
Just
Okay. So let's talk about what I call it first, the elephant in the room, right? So which one is that? That's competition. Is that a little bit of an echo?
oh my gosh, it's doing it again. I don't hear it at all, but they are saying it too. Hold on a second. It's as soon as you come in. Give me 1 second. Let's see. Nope, that's not what I meant to do. You still hear the echo?
Well,
You
let's
still-
talk and
Do you hear an echo?
no, I don't right now. Everybody else hear okay?
Okay, let me see.
So
Hold on. We gotta wait. There's.
yeah.
My team is still saying yes. Oh no.
I don't hear it on my end.
I know.
So
Nope, it's still echoing. I don't know why. I was doing fine until... this is so frustrating. I don't know.
Should we go on Zoom and do it that way and then you can figure it out later?
They only hear it when you talk.
Why not?
No. Oh my gosh, why? They get double the Laura, they said. Is it? I don't understand.
Not necessarily a good thing.
You know what? Let me try and see if I can mute myself. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
You can?
Yeah.
All right. Is it still echoing for anyone else?
Okay, I'm gonna talk and see. Is it echoing anybody?
What sucks is there's the delay. So let's see if that worked. Ladies, is it working?
So let me know if it's working. We're gonna talk about.
It's still. Why does it do this? I need to talk to my person.
Everybody's time. Do you want to log out and Zoom and then we can come back?
No, I'm gonna mute myself. Just start talking.
Okay. So let's talk about what I say, the elephant in the room, which is the first thing a lot of people worry about, and is competition. Okay. The way I look at competition, to me, I don't see a competition as an outside influence. I've seen competition is only with myself to do the best I can. Because at the end of the day, there is only one of you. And if you come in at with the right attitude, the right expectation, you know yourself, you're gonna crush the competition. There is no doubt in my mind about that. I never felt competition, and trust me, I've been in markets that are much more competitive as here, like New York City or Hawaii, and I never felt the competition because I would go in and take everything I could, head on, be sure of myself, show the confidence, talk with people, make a connection, show people how it was advantageous for them to work with me instead of anybody else. So therefore, competition has never been an issue. So Liz, you want to take the next one?
Yeah, so sorry, I had to unmute myself. So the next step is we talk about the challenges in finding buyers and selling the property. Into the chat, how many of you struggle with this, or it's a worry that's kind of kept you guys from doing anything in real estate? I'm worried about finding sellers. I'm having a hard time finding sellers. I'm worried about finding buyers. What if I don't sell the property, right? This is a common fear here. And I know this because I talk to a lot of women, and it's a very common fear. And in real estate investing, the challenges in finding buyers and selling it involves a lot of dynamics. It involves a lot of pricing it at the right price. If you price too high, it's not going to sell. But a lot of women are like, well, the seller won't go down. Then that's not a seller for you. Or you can do different things like novations and stuff like that, where you can try and get the seller as close as possible. And that is a new and upcoming strategy in this like inflated market in the last year, are novations and stuff like that. But it really comes down to your marketing and your negotiation skills. So like in our program and in our workshops, we talk about this, right? We talk about what do you say, how do you say it, how do you present yourself as an investor. But here's the thing, this also kind of aligns with competition in the market, okay? And so how do you set yourself different? It goes right into what Laura said. How do you set yourself different? How do you show up? How do you adapt and being your authentic self? Let's put it in terms that a lot of you ladies can relate to. When you came to listening to the gurus out there, the real estate people, you choose people that you align to. You choose people that come off to you authentic. You choose people that have your values and your morals, right? The same thing works with the seller. I talk to sellers and buyers all the time. Why would they work with me over someone else? Why would they work with someone else over me? It all comes down to who they are, what they align to, and that they feel good about the decision. So all you can do is be your best self when it comes to that with buyers and sellers. And then talking on that too is making sure that when you are promoting a property that you've done it right, and you're promoting it at a good price, a competitive price, where people want to jump on that price because it's worth it. And so I tell my students all the time, if you've been marketing your property more than 7 days and you've had little to no hits, it comes down to money. Because there are buyers out there, they are buying cash. That you see it now, things on the market are flying off. So finding a buyer and finding a seller isn't your issue. It's marketing right, and how you market yourself and how you market the property and what you have it under. And so that kind of leads into number 3, which, Laura, is the REI market.
Yes, so I want to talk about the market here, which kind of ties into competition, right? But the thing I always say about the market is, once you have the confidence and you know yourself, it doesn't really matter what market you work with. Although I agree, there are certain markets that are easier than others. So one of the things I always say is that the first thing I tell our students is, let's research the markets. The great thing about living in a big country like USA, there's so many markets out there. There's so many ways you can do this. You are not restricted to one market or one state. Okay, this is the great beauty of virtual investing. And I honestly used to do virtual back in the 90s before it was a thing. So with that said, market, you can choose your market to make things easier for you. There are really great pockets out there of markets that are not as competitive or are not saturated, as a lot of you say, as other ones. And then once you start working in those markets and maybe an easier entry, and you get your confidence and you know what you're doing, then you can go in any market, And you can go downtown Miami. We had somebody that she made $80,000 profit on one deal last year when Miami was going crazy. Things were selling 30% over asking price, and she still made $80,000. So with that said, once you have the confidence, you can flourish in any market. But I agree, in the beginning, make it easy for yourself. Go in a market that's not as crazy or saturated. The next thing is about financing. All right. Everything I hear lately is creative financing, because the banks right now being a little unreasonable. They're asking high interest rates, and they're really tight on how they loan, especially to investors. Well, first of all, you're not going to grow a real estate investing business by relying on bank financing. It just doesn't happen that way. Okay, you're going to run out of option if you rely on bank financing very quick, and you're not going to build a portfolio you can retire on just to rely on bank financing. However, it depends on banks too, right? If you're going to the major banks like Bank of America, Chase, Wells Fargo, there are different requirements. And if you go to small banks or credit unions, because they're more locally based and they're investors funded, so they have different requirements, and you can grow a portfolio with them. But on the same token, those are good for refinancing. But to get your foot in the door to buy properties, there's a lot of other options you need to consider. From having money partnerships, private money, hard money, owner financing, contract for deed, lease options, subject tos, and I can go on and on. Those are things that's great to get your foot in the door, and then you can either refinance, or if I have a money partners, you pay them a return on their investment with you. Right? So creative financing is where really is going to explode your business. And if you talk to anybody, including myself, that have a lot of rental properties, we have very little bank financing. Most of that is funded with partnerships, money partnerships, private investors, and so forth. So Liz, now number five.
Okay, and so then number 5 is honestly the one I see the most, believe it or not, is fear of failure or fear of success. And I put this in 2 because honestly they kind of do sometimes combine. So people are worried about trying something new because they'll fail. And does this relate to anyone? I'm worried about losing money. I'm worried about making a costly mistake. I'm worried about making a mistake in general. I'm worried about not knowing enough and disappointing somebody. I'm worried about this. I'm worried about that, right? A lot of the failures. And then other people are worried about success. When success comes, can I handle it? Am I going to handle it? Am I going to do okay? Am I going to make enough, I know with success, maybe I will become greedy, or I won't take care of people, or it may change me as a person and things like that. So as far as failure, we are going to reword this, because the only time you fail is when you stop, when you quit. That's a fail. But if you are making mistakes, that is a very different situation here. And so making mistakes means you're doing something, and nobody is perfect. I want to put this in perspective. A lot of us can relate to being mothers. You didn't know what you were doing when you had your first kid. Let's be real, you didn't. And so you made mistakes, but it wasn't the end of the world, right? You made mistakes, things happened, but you had to learn as you go. And how did you learn as you go? You took action. The only way you're going to quell these fears and be able to overcome them is by action. If you sit there and learn, you are never going to do. And so if you make mistakes, I actually applaud the people that do, because that means you are doing something, and you are going to learn so much more by doing than sitting and listening and worrying about it and things like that. 99% of what you worry about isn't going to happen. And so you really want to remember that and just get on and not worry. If you have mentorship, then you really shouldn't be worried, because we're telling you what to do. We're telling you what to say. We're telling you how to get out there. And so really it's an excuse at this point. It's an excuse you're living behind to not do the thing you want to do. And it's really, how bad do you want it? Because the most successful people I know make mistakes, and they get over it. We lose money all the time. We make costly mistakes. So it's really coming down to, are you living behind the excuses? Because any successful entrepreneur knows that mistakes come with the game, and you just learn and never do it again. Okay? And then the fear of success. This is a really common fear, and people don't realize it. Because with success, it comes change. And I said this. It comes, you may lose people. You may live a different life and become a different person. And success will only amplify, just like money, who you are on the inside. So if you are a greedy person, or somebody that is mean and negative, or things like that, it's going to amplify that. It's going to become more greedy. You're going to screw people over. But if you are genuinely a good person, it only makes you better. It only makes you be able to do more for people, to be able to give back more. Like me, I was walking around the retreat, people saw handing out gold-plated $1 million bills for fun and things like that. You're able to spread joy. You're able to do things on a bigger level, and it just amplifies who you are. And so you don't become this greedy person. You don't worry about all that stuff. It doesn't amplify anything like that. But that is coming down to you and your own mindset of it, because success only made me a better person. It only made me be able to do more, help more, reach more sellers more, have money to help more sellers, have money to help you guys in the marketing and things like that, to show up. And it gave me a freedom that I didn't have when I was really, really broke. Laura, anything else you want to say on that? No? Okay. I can't hear you. Are you talking?
I said, no, that was great. It's like, wow, I couldn't put it in better words. But yes, no, I agree. Whatever she said.
Okay, I have to mute when you talk, so I'm going to keep up with that. But now what we are going to do is we are going to go into this beautiful raffle here. I apologize, it always shows up weird. I'm still learning this system, clearly. It was working fine and now it's not. So this system, or this raffle, is the raffle of the week. And how do you get entered into that? Well, easy. If you are not in our Facebook group, because we are live streaming on other platforms, join our Facebook group, Real Estate Investing Women. We do raffles every week. Next raffle is honestly one of the best. And we do raffles every week. And right now, because it's fall season and we want to be cozy and all of that, that's kind of the vibe, we decided to bring this forward. And what happens is once you join our group, you are able to get in and comment. Now, if you're not in our group, you have to fill out the 3 questions. This kind of helps us avoid as much spam as possible. But you just have to comment like crazy. And then you have 1 week from today's live to claim it. So when we go live next week, if you have not claimed it, then unfortunately it's not there. But I'm pretty sure our person is on here. So I'm going to get to it. So today's winner is Gina Klein. Congratulations. Thank you. So we take the top 3 people and that comment and put them in this wheel. and they get to. So a lot of you were like really, really close, and so it was really cool. Oh, Tina said these lives feed my soul. I'm so glad. And yeah, so congratulations, Gina. So happy for you. It is well deserved. You comment like crazy, and you're always helping out in both communities, so very grateful for that. So Laura, let's talk about the fun thing coming up on Monday.
Okay, what is the topic coming up on Monday is the masterclass. Okay, so a couple of things I want to say. This masterclass is life-changing for everybody that attends it. We have so many testimonials that we put a lot of them on the page where you can get more information about the masterclass. I want to kind of read through them and see what it did for people. It's life changing. Like Gina said, these lives is what feeds our soul. Well, imagine having a life for 5 days in a row from me and Liz. That could be good and bad, but yeah, hopefully it's good, right? But the thing is, we're going to talk about real estate. We're going to talk about mindset. We're going to talk about systems, marketing. We're going to get into wholesaling, buy and hold, fix and flip. We are talking about virtual. We're talking about creative financing. We're having guest speakers that walk the talk. One of them is our past student. She actually does over 50 rentals right now, and more than half her Airbnb. So she's going to be a guest speaker. We have another guest speaker who has been my own boots on the ground for the last 15 years. And she works several of my strategies virtually for me. So we're going to have some amazing information. They're packed. There's only an hour a day. We make these very short and sweet, but trust me, they're packed. We go into training. We go into showing behind the curtains, how things work, and then we go into Q&A every single day. So you really want to attend these lives. Also, we have raffles. We have a lot of things that happen only when you are on the lives. So, not only you get the training and you get the possibility to ask questions, and we make sure all, the questions don't go unanswered. And the other thing is we are a smaller community. And honestly, the power is in that. In my opinion, is we never treat people as a number. We know exactly who you are. We know your name. We know, we invite you personally. Once you become part of this community, you're going to be catered to. Okay. That's how we're different of a lot of communities out there. You're not one of hundreds. Well, we have over 100 students, but you're not one of hundreds that is going to get lost in the shuffle and feel like they never get the support. So with that said, the masterclass are run the same way. Okay, so they're very powerful. Now, this is also the last masterclass for this year. And one of the things I sent an email out says you want cash for the holidays, right? So the thing is, yes, if you do the masterclass starting on Monday, you can actually have a deal done by Thanksgiving. How would you like to have $10,000, $20,000 to spend for holidays? I call wholesaling my ATM machine, by the way, but we're not going to talk only about wholesaling. We also go rentals and fixing our ATM machine because, I'll tell you guys, if I want to buy something, like I bought a car right now and I didn't want to tap into my savings. Okay. So I just did some wholesale deals. That's my ATM machine, paid for cash for the car. So that's my ATM machine. So with that said, look at it that way, and we're going to show you exactly how to do it. So my goal is to have a car and pay for cash in 4 weeks. Done. I use wholesaling to do so. So that's what we're going to teach you. So it's very inspiring, very much about going step by step. We're going to give you the templates. We're going to give you the blueprint. We're going to give you everything you need to get going, but you have to be there. You have to sign up. So Liz is going to post a link here to sign up.
The team did.
It's no huge investment here. We're talking $27. I mean, the class we put the value of $997, but honestly, even if I were you and I close the deal in the next 4 weeks because of this class, that would be worth thousands more, right? It would be worth $10,000, $20,000 because at the end of the day, the difference between making it happen and don't make it happen is this masterclass. So sign up, go to the link, get more information. $27, come on, pizza delivery costs more than that.
Definitely. I mean, I almost wonder why more haven't signed, but I'm going to leave that to you guys to think on because I tell people all the time, if you're serious about it, you have to start taking action. And I can't tell you enough how much $27 can change so many lives. So we have this starting up. I just did right before here the pre-masterclass live. You still have time to get in all the way up until Monday if you watch this later to get in and get caught up, and we start fresh on Monday. I mean, literally, Laura and I walk off our ship. We're going somewhere to do this live for you guys before we drive home. So we're super excited about it. We'll be nice and refreshed and excited even more next week. And yeah, so what we're going to do now is we're going to kind of close out. I hope to see a lot of you there at the masterclass. Have a wonderful and safe weekend, and we will talk to you next week.
Okay, thank you.